This module gives advice on how to operate your e-learning device, from tapping and swiping to opening and closing apps and settings. Your e-learning device runs on a system called Android, which is owned by the online search company Google. When you switch on your device, it will take up to a minute for Android to load. This screen, or something similar, will appear. It is called the home screen. The home screen is divided into several sections. At the top left is the notifications bar. Any alerts like reminders or warnings will appear here as tiny icons. At the top right is the system status, which displays your current power level, the time, and open connections. Below these are app icons. Apps or applications are tools designed to help you study, like the Learn app. Each has a unique icon and the name of the app appears below it. At the bottom of the screen is a list of the most used app icons for easy access. To interact with the device, simply use your fingertips. By tapping, pressing, and swiping, you can open and engage with all the controls and features. Tapping the screen means pressing your finger on the surface very briefly, then lifting it off. When you tap on an app icon or control, you tell the system you want to use it. However, sometimes your fingertip doesn't quite touch the right area, or you may not tap hard enough. If nothing happens, just try again until it works. Tapping on the Learn icon will open the app. The app will open as a new window to overlap your home screen. Double tapping means you tap twice in quick succession. This can take several attempts to get right, as your fingertip needs to be directly on the icon or control. And if your taps take too long, double tapping will not work. Swiping involves placing your fingertip on the surface and firmly brushing it in one direction before lifting your finger away. You can swipe from the left to the right or right to left. You can swipe down to up or up to down. Some features are hidden and require you to swipe to see them. For example, by swiping downwards from the top of the screen, you will see extra options and notifications. To hide these options, swipe from the bottom back to the top. Be careful not to tap on an option or it will open. The top options will be explored later in this tutorial. Pressing means holding your fingertip against the screen until something happens, then lifting it away. For example, pressing the Learn app icon opens a small panel above it. Some items, like app icons, can be moved by pressing and dragging your finger around. You will see a faded version of the icon move alongside your fingertip, indicating where it will be placed when you let it go. You can navigate between apps and screens and return to the home screen by using the three buttons at the bottom. The back button looks like a small triangle pointing to the left. Tapping it lets you go back to the previous screen. Sometimes the arrow changes to a downward-facing triangle. In this case, tapping it removes a control from the screen, like a virtual keyboard. The home button is usually shown as a circle and is always the center button of the three. Tapping it returns you to the home screen. If you press and hold, extra options appear, like the Google Assistant. That feature lets you speak into your device and request help or ask a question. Tapping the button on the right displays a list of the open apps currently running on your device. When you open a new app, the previous one does not automatically close. Instead, it remains in the background so that you can return to it whenever you want. Swipe up and down to see all your open apps. Then tap on an app screen to open it again. There are disadvantages of having multiple apps open. They can drain your power and slow down performance. Therefore, it is a good idea to close them when you have finished using them. To close an app, swipe it to the left or right of the screen until it disappears. To close all open apps, tap the icon at the bottom. This varies depending on the version of Android and may simply be called Close All Apps. When you tap a text box control, the virtual keyboard will slide up from the bottom of the screen. It lets you enter letters, numbers, and symbols, but it also lets you input actions. The virtual keyboard replicates the functionality of a larger physical keyboard. To hide it, tap the down arrow at the bottom of the screen. To enter uppercase or capital letters, tap the Shift key. The keyboard layout will change each time you tap this key. Double tapping it keeps this function active as you type. Tap the number key to view all number options and symbols. The key will change to ABC, and tapping it again returns all your default letters layout. Another symbols key sits above this and provides access to even more keys like brackets and maths operators. The Enter button lets you create a new paragraph when typing. It will also change to a magnifying glass when you want to submit a search. To delete text, tap on the right of the word you want removed, then tap the Backspace button. Pressing and holding the button removes the text more quickly, but be careful not to delete all of your work by mistake. Use the long Spacebar button at the bottom to add spaces between your words. Pressing and holding the spacebar also gives you access to different language options. As you type, some virtual keyboards offer suggestions. You can tap on a suggestion to automatically add it to your work. The hidden options panel at the top of the screen lets you view and edit date and time options, access settings and user profiles, and see current notifications. Swipe firmly downward from the top of the screen to reveal the options panel. The setup varies on each version of Android or device, but you will see the date and time. Tapping this display opens an app where you can change the clock and access alarms and timers. The icons on the right open the settings screen and user profiles, where you can add an extra user account to the device if you wish, and an edit option to change how this panel is laid out. Swiping down the options panel again reveals extra details like your current Wi-Fi connection, rotation options, and changing the brightness level. The screen brightness control lets you dim or brighten the background light on your device. Dimming your device helps maintain power and is also easier on the eyes, especially at night. Press and move the slider to the left or right to see the difference. Remember, to hide the Control Options panel, swipe up to the top of the screen.